In this world of weight loss, I'm sure you have heard of GLP-1 activators such as Ozempic, semaglutide, and a few others. So I want to go into a little bit more detail about this, if it's good, if it's bad, and how you can actually boost GLP-1 naturally through certain foods into your daily regimen. So GLP-1 is glucagon-like peptide. It is a hormone in our body, and basically it allows us to maintain healthy blood sugar levels, and it also helps our appetite. So it suppresses appetite to some degree because it actually slows down the gastric emptying process. So in that manner, it keeps you satiated, keeps you fuller longer, okay? So the problem I have with GLP-1 activators that are not for diabetics is, number one, we don't have long-term studies showing whether or not this is detrimental to our health long-term or it is helpful. But what we do know is there are negative effects when it comes to losing muscle mass, because the majority of weight lost is coming from overall weight, water weight, muscle weight. And so that in turn, like we talked about before, muscle mass is crucial for improving metabolism. So although the number on the scale is going down, it's mostly because you're eating less because you don't have an appetite, and you in turn will have less energy, so you're moving less. So your metabolism is slowing down. So initially that number is going down on the scale, yes, but eventually you will reach a plateau. And then that is very problematic because you're either going to have to keep bumping up your dosage, and that gets very expensive. And at the end of the day, your metabolism is going to continue slowing down. Now, if you are choosing to be on one of these, but you're taking a very holistic approach, you are incorporating your resistance training, you are moving your body every day, you are eating healthy foods, you are prioritizing protein, and you're making sure you are eating a sufficient amount of nutrients and taking a lower dose, I am all for that. But you want to make sure you're doing it in the right manner, because we have to think long term, and that will prevent this yo-yo effect. And every single time you cut those calories, whether you're doing it with GLP-1 activators or not, it is going to make it that much more difficult each and every time you attempt to lose weight. So keep your eye on the prize in terms of the long game, and don't just focus on the short game. Now, in terms of foods that can actually boost this GLP-1 in our body naturally, so again, foods that can help us keep us satiated, and so we're not overeating. It can help with blood sugar regulation. I find these to be really helpful, and just naturally, these are a lot of things that I have always had on a daily basis, and so I think that is also one of the reasons why I have not had such a struggle in my journey. Number one being vinegar, and that mainly it has a satiating property to it. There's a lot of bang for your buck with vinegar that we'll go into detail in a separate video. Cinnamon is another great thing to incorporate in your foods. You can sip on tea. A lot of different ways you can incorporate that. You can even take a pill form if you would like. Protein. That is going to be whole sources of protein compared to protein powder. You are going to get that GLP-1 benefit, and you're not so much going to get it from protein bars and powders, the synthetic form. So whole foods really is where the bang for your buck is. Fermented foods, so kimchi, kefir, your sauerkraut, and my absolute favorite, tempeh, which is killing two birds with one stone with having high protein, a good source of soy. Organic, of course, is what we're going to get, but it's fermented, so it's great for the gut microbiome, it's great for GLP-1, and it's also great for muscle building as well as estrogen for us aging women who are losing estrogen. So do not be afraid of the soy, especially if it's organic, non-GMO, and it's fermented. That's going to be fantastic. And also foods that contain polyphenols, like our berries, our citrus fruits, things like that, are going to be really helpful. So all of these items can be really beneficial. And again, Also, one more to mention, allulose, which is my absolute favorite sweetener. Whereas years ago, everyone was kind of latching onto stevia, but now they're seeing some negative effects in terms of gut health. But allulose is known to not only be super gut friendly, but it's also good for GLP-1 activation. So hopefully you incorporate these foods on a regular basis if you don't already. Of course, our cruciferous vegetables, our high fiber foods, those are going to be fantastic. So really all the healthy foods, the healthy whole foods, and with the addition of that cinnamon, that vinegar, and the fermented foods as well. So incorporate these in. If you do feel you are going to go that path, or you're really tempted to go the path of the GLP-1 activators, check the next video before you jump the gun. I have a little information for you.